So today we're here to talk about the COVID and how it's impacting the local businesses in the DC metropolitan area. We have some topics that we want to discuss with the business owner of Timgad Cafe and how it's heavily impacted his business, being that his business is in the heart of DC. Timgad Cafe is located within the heart of DC and is an internationally local coffee shop that features quality espressos, sandwiches, and salad. The majority of his customers are government employees that commute into work or tourists. Without the usual foot traffic, his business has been hit hard during the COVID-19 pandemic. We wish we could be interviewing the owner without the context and challenges of COVID. However, we are thrilled to join him today in his cafe beside the Federal Triangle Metro entrance at 300 Pennsylvania Avenue. Without further ado, please meet Miloud, owner of Timgad Cafe.
Thank you, Melanie. My name is Miloud Benzerga. I've been in the food business in the 90s, which is almost 30 years now. I had restaurant, coffee shops in DC and around DC, North Virginia, Arlington, in Madagascar, and in South Africa. So when I've been away for a few years and I came back a few years ago and I opened Timgad Cafe 5 years ago.
And what made you start Timgad Cafe?
Okay, yeah, so it just, when I come back from Africa, I wanted to open a business, and since I've been in the food business, I thought why not just open, something, in the food business like a restaurant or a coffee shop, and I was around this area, and this one it was available, so that's why I had an idea to open, Timgad Cafe in around the Reagan building.
Timgad Cafe is an interesting name. Would you share its meaning with our viewers and why you've chosen?
Yeah, so Timgad was a Roman city. It was a Roman city in the Atlas Mountain, the east of Algeria, where I am from originally. I'm from Algeria originally. So that's and it was founded by the Roman Emperor Rohan. That's why they make Rohan. In 100 AD, which is that's why when you see in all the cups, a lot of people you see Timgad Cafe established 100 AD, which is just playing with the words, established 5 years ago, but
right.
I put 100 AD. It's just yeah. So yeah, I thought, and it's Timgad, it's a Roman city, coffee, espresso. It's it has a lot of connection with Italy, so I put, and in Algeria, North Africa in general, they drink a lot of coffee. So in the north they drink a lot of coffee, in the south they drink a lot of tea. So we have always still tea and coffee, and that's how I, ended up with
Very nice.
Timgad Cafe.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. It seems like Timgad Cafe has a huge history along with it, so that's good. What was Timgad Cafe like prior to the glory days of COVID shutdown?
Wow, yeah, Timgad Cafe was really a place to be. Sorry, it's my place, but still, I'm telling you, it was really a place where you want to meet. All the federal employees around this building, they had this place to meet when they are bored from their office. They come here for a cup of coffee and finish their meetings. When somebody wants to meet somebody around here, they always meet in this place. We had interviews in here, people interviewing some other people. So we had BBC coming here, we had Al Jazeera coming here. So it was a really vibrant, energetic place, Timgad Cafe. So now it's very sad to see it empty, but when it was like before the COVID-19, it was very, very vibrant place. Yeah.
I would agree. It was really nice.
Yeah, and you know that because you've been visiting us sometimes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very nice. So thank you for answering that question. At 365 Books Pro, we love coffee, and we share that love, same interest as well. And You got a delicious assortment of coffee sourced from around the world. How has the COVID shutdowns impacted your supplies?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question because we've been closed. So that's the issue. So we don't know, so I'm sure there is some, problem with suppliers. I'm sure I would have problem with this like art craft that we are having here from Africa. I'm sure could have maybe some problems, supplying some coffees, but we didn't have this problem because we were closed. We are closed since March. We opened for 4 weeks and we closed again. So yeah, we don't really.
So during those times when you were open, how was your supplies during those times?
The supplies were good. I mean, we didn't have any problem with suppliers because we are in DC, okay? And we use most of our suppliers for like coffee, food. We try to use the maximum for local producers. So like, for instance, our coffee, it's like, it's campus coffee. So
right.
It's like a local. Roaster, they are good roasters in here. And we are the first one actually coffee to get from them,
so you didn't know.
Coffee. So yeah, so we know the owners, we have friends, and so we try to use local products. But the ones that we bring from overseas, I'm sure for now it's gonna be a problem too. But the product that we use every day to feed our customers or for drinks or food, they are local. So it's not an issue to have them. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for that answer. Now you mentioned you were shut down. What are the few ways you've modified your business due to COVID?
So we were shut down. Yeah, we were shut down, and once we get the PPP, we thought let's give it a try and open. Okay, because first, to just give you an idea what happened once we closed. So once we closed in March, we have a lot of customers because it's really one family in here with all our customers. So we have a lot of customers sending me emails and asking me how they can help. So, and especially how they can help our employees because they didn't have any PPP. They were like doing an appointment and they were waiting. So we did PayPal, like FundMe, and customer they were sending. So we got like almost $11,000 that the employees get, to help them during these few weeks since we closed.
Right.
So it was really a good thing. Now, when we closed until we get the PPP. Once we get the PPP, we said, everybody's gonna be paid through the PPP. Let's try it and try to open it. So we opened for 4 weeks. We opened from July 9 to August 13. No, sorry, from July 13 to August 9. For 4 weeks, exactly 4 weeks. And it was really bad. I mean, it was bad. It was less than 8% of, the revenue, and it's not working. It didn't work out. It's just, I mean, as you know, this area, I don't know, but I think DC in general, especially in here, we count on, I mean, we work with federal employees.
Right.
And we work with tourists.
Right.
Federal employees, I mean, 90% of my business is federal employees.
Right.
And 10% maybe tourists. So it's like EPA, USAID, and all what they have in the Ronald Reagan building. And they are not here, so they're working from home, and they are trying really to help because I still in contact asking them about employees. How are you doing? We hope you're gonna stay. We hope you're gonna be there once everything is gonna come back. So we opened for 4 weeks and it didn't work out. And we had to close, again, and we are waiting. Yeah.
We're waiting patiently. Yes. So I guess the biggest question is when DC reopens. What's Timgad's game plan for that reopening phase?
So, Melanie, just for when we opened in July, we have everything ready. I mean, as you see around here, everything was, respecting the guidelines, CDC and the health department, just to get everything. So we have sanitizers, we have the signs for the distancing. We didn't have any seating inside, so people were sitting outside, and outside we have between the tables, we have more than 6 feet. So we were doing everything, that we were asked to, and more, really, and more. And we had also for the temperature, so all the employees, when they come, they have to take a temperature every 2 hours. They have to take a temperature, and we have like a book where we have to write the names and everything. So anyway, we were doing it, and once we open in DC, if there is any guidelines that we have to add to the ones that we have right now, of course we are,
Perfect. Ready.
We are ready, exactly. I mean, we are for the health of our customers and the health of our employees.
Right.
That's
Awesome. So we're ready. So
absolutely, yeah.
That's very important. So I wanted to add that question there because we want to highlight when things does reopen, you're ready to accept clients. Awesome.
Exactly.
A quick look at your Facebook or Instagram account, and it's clear that you've got some really fun employees that have worked at Timgad Cafe. With the shutdown, how has COVID impacted your ability to retain employees? We briefly discussed the PPP, the EIDL. How does your employee feel about the?
Yeah, so like I said, in the beginning, the customers, actually, all customers, they had, employees in the beginning for the first few weeks, really. I mean, really, and I take this opportunity if they're gonna see this video, I mean, to thank all of them. I mean, it was really, it was straight to our hearts. I mean, really, it was. We weren't like, it was unbelievable what happened. So and after that, we asked all the employees to go to unemployment. They have to file for the unemployment. That's the only way. So they did that. And we still in contact, so we do sometimes, conference, Zoom, YouTube conference, Zoom, so we can talk to each other. How are you doing? And now, when we finish these 4 weeks at the PPP, just coming back to the PPP, we used in Timgad Cafe all the PPP for payroll.
Yes.
All of them, 100% for payroll.
Yeah.
We didn't use 10% for this, 100% we used it for payroll. And now it's done, it's finished. We don't have any PPP, it's all finished. So we had to ask our employees to come back to file for unemployment. I mean, they have to pay their rent. They have kids. I mean, these employees, they are full-time employees. They are not, they were working, that's the only job they had.
Right.
That's the job they had, to pay their rent, to feed their kids, to feed themselves, to pay their bills.
Right.
And now they don't have that. I mean, just, they
They're
need to find a way. Yeah, exactly. So we keep in touch. I mean, all of them, they say, once we open, we are ready to come back. So we stay trying to keep in touch, to talk to call to each other. Like yesterday, I sent to all of them like a text, wishing them happy Labor Day. So it's, and how are you doing? So they answer, and sometimes they send me texting, how are you doing, Miloud? So we stay in touch, and we don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, really, we don't know. Nobody knows, okay? So we are waiting, and hopefully, the Congress is gonna pass this budget, and at least they can be having some money, just, because these people, it's not like they are not, they don't like to work or they don't want to work. I mean, they are ready to work. There is no way they can work right now.
Right.
And we're waiting. Yeah, but they are ready. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear that there's a lot of support going back and forth between you and your relationship with your employees.
And customers.
And customers as well,
Absolutely.
Yes. So that's good to hear. But thank you again for answering that deeply, sharing your experience and thoughts with us on these questions. When it comes to funding, there are quite a few options: PPP, EIDL, and state or local grants. What funding options you found to be most beneficial to your business and why?
So, I mean, for me, when all this happened in March 17, when they asked us to close, and we knew already, what's going on in Europe. We knew already the restaurants start closing in Europe, so we knew what's gonna come around here. So I tried to apply for everything, telling you the truth, whatever there is funding, because this is survival, you have to survive. So you have, to apply to get whatever it is. So yeah, I applied for the PPP. I have to wait for a month to come get money, and I applied for EIDL. EIDL. So I got some money. Yeah. So yeah, that's my actually principle is to apply whatever there is funds. I have to apply because if I want to survive, that's the only way to do it. I mean, you cannot.
So overall, all of them
absolutely,
has been helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Would you tell us about your experience applying for a Paycheck Protection Program? You mentioned earlier it took about a month for them to extend the funds. Approximately how long did the application take? What information did you need to submit? And right after you received the funds, was it a sigh of relief for you and the employees?
Yeah. So yeah, I applied and I had to wait for a month. Okay. I mean, to apply, it was easy to apply. It's just the form was easy. Say more that easy. But now once you apply, who are you gonna call? The bank? So it was kind of very not very clear. But anyway, I applied, and since 1 month I didn't get it, and some of my friends who own restaurants in DC,
right,
they start having their PPP. I start calling them. How did they do it? Anyway, after 1 month we get the PPP. Okay, yeah, it was really a big relief for the PPP to get the money, because it was needed for all the employees.
Right.
But it was easy to and another issue. It just the rules. They were just changing the rules every
week.
Every week there is rules changing. I mean, I understand why, because I think choosing to hurry and give the PPP to the small businesses so they can pay the employees, or wait until we get all the rules set up.
Right.
So I prefer for them that they gave the money and now we have to deal with the rules. So we're still dealing with the rules, okay? We are still dealing with the rules, and it's changing every week. So it's not like a big changes that's gonna hurt us. But it's good to have maybe some people sit down and make a rules once.
There's a lot of contradictions there.
Exactly.
As I recall.
There's
almost every bi-weekly there is a contradicted rule, a new rule that covers the other one, and the other one doesn't apply anymore, or prior week. So that's very good, and I feel that it was more.
Yeah, and I want to add, because the PPPs, we finished the PPP like 3 weeks ago. And now we don't have any.
Right.
So we have now to justify this, the forgiveness, but we don't know yet. So
right.
The bank is saying the waiting, or the bank is saying, yeah, we're gonna send you all the information you need so you can, just
do the loan application.
Do the loan application, but because the issue, if we have any budget now signed by the Congress and there is another maybe PPP or something similar, I'm sure they're gonna ask you, did you justify the first ones?
Right.
So, and that's why we want to justify, because we use ours for 100%, and all of them just for payroll.
Right.
So yeah, so we are waiting for that. Yeah.
It's always a waiting game.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I guess this is what we call as stretch your patience for
Absolutely.
a lot of things.
And I am not the only one, so we are a lot in the same boat. So yeah.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. How has the economic injury disaster loan specifically been useful for your business? We discussed about the PPP, how it was helpful for the time being that you had those funds. What about for the EIDL, which is the EIDL loan?
Yeah. I mean, for the EIDL, the good thing about the EIDL, at least you have some cushion. You have some cushion that's once you are over, because you just remember when we closed Timgad in March, we have a big inventory. We never thought that we're gonna be closing until September.
Right.
Okay, so we had a big inventory, and I was coming every week to throw away things that we don't need or that are expired, because I don't want to throw away everything at the same time, because we didn't know when for how long it's gonna take. So until I had to throw away everything, okay? So, but now when we opened in July, we have to buy more inventory, and we saw that it didn't work out, so we have to close for weeks. So we have to lose all this inventory again. So now we are using
The EIDL.
We are using the EIDL to pay the credit cards. We are using also to keep us paying bills, because they are bills. Even if we are closed, we are paying bills. We are paying, phones. We have internet. We have to pay all these bills. So we are waiting and trying. Once all this is over, so we still have at least some money that we can start, with the new inventory. That's,
Right.
and we have to be careful not to spend it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful.
Exactly.
with spending
Absolutely.
that. And
Absolutely.
it's amazing enough that you've been closed this long, since it's now September, and the EIDL is still there for you,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you have to be extra cautious
Absolutely.
with that. So that is something that I'm sure a lot of business owners are having to deal with as well
Yeah.
out there. So thank you for answering that question.
You're welcome.
That's very insightful. What have you learned about the various funding application that you think other business owners should know about?
I think they should apply for everything. If there is any funds from the government, they should apply for it. Because we don't know for how long. Even once everything is over, maybe just imagine we're gonna have a vaccine in December or January. It's not gonna be, the business is gonna come back 100%. People it's gonna take time before, I guess it's gonna take 6 months to 1 year after
Right.
after the vaccine. So just to apply to get some caution, if they have to open again, at least they have to, they have to use this money, and once they apply, you have to get aggressive also, just to call, check, because usually you call, or there is like a website that you have to check to see your application, where is your application is, which level it is. So you have to, so you have to look, you have really to look, because you never know. Sometimes you have something missing, you don't know, and it's gonna just, makes your application, for like 4 or 5 weeks, late. So that's.
And as we know, with the EIDL and the PPP, it was almost first come, first serve. So the faster, the sooner you do apply, the faster you get the funds and the faster it gets processed. So that process right there with just the SBA, working with the loan officer, was something I'm sure you've experienced, was talking to one of them and trying to understand, where is my application?
Exactly.
Yeah. It feels like it's in the needle, it's finding that needle in the haystack type of thing. So it's very hard. So thank you for sharing that with us. That's good insight for a lot of business owners out there. So Miloud, you've answered a lot of great questions and given us a lot of insight of your experience with the COVID shutdown. I have last 2 questions for you, and hopefully this is something that you can also reach out to your prior customers or new customers or current customers that are still helping you out through the shutdown. So my last 2 question is, do you have any way that our viewers can support your business now? Is there any other support that we can get?
Yeah, actually, this is also came from the customers. When were asking me, tell us how we can help and everything. And there are some of them, they were asking me for gift card. We want you to buy the gifts. So we put some, link, so they can buy gift card through the application Square. We did that. So we did it for like the first 2-3 months. And now it's slowing down. It's normal, people buy 1 gift card, they're not gonna buy 10 gift cards, they're gonna get 1 or 2, and they cannot just have a collection of gift cards, Yeah, exactly. So they have some gift cards. So promotion about the business. We do Facebook, we have a website, So we try just to be and use all the social media we're having. We're not using them really as
it should.
Yeah, as it should. But we are really trying. It just with this COVID-19, it gave us really a big hit. So we are really sometimes we don't even sleep. We don't sleep for days just because of this. Just thinking of what's gonna be next. Tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you for that answering that question.
To help us during these hard times, if you can buy some gift card that you can use once the situation comes back to normal, and so you're gonna have a link that you can just go to this link, and it's gonna take you to Square, and from there you can buy a gift card and the amount you choose for the gift card you want. And thank you very much for your help.
Yes, thank you. And maybe if you do already purchase a gift card, maybe you can purchase some for your coworkers or a family member that will be visiting Timgad Cafe when they reopen.
Thank you.
So again, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video, and we hope that a lot of the questions or burning questions that you have as a business owner has been answered here as well. And we want to thank Miloud as our special guest in this video. We thank you so much for sharing your experience, your feelings with us as a business owner who's been heavily impacted with COVID and the shutdown. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Melanie, and thank you for your team. And hopefully all this is going to be behind us soon, and we all come back to normal life.
Normal life, yes, absolutely.
And be safe and be healthy, everybody. Thank you.